Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make this kind of short on the Povetkin situation because there's some latest revelations and the drama is going to continue, which is going to give the Povetkin defenders more ammunition to believe that there's some type of conspiracy to go after Povetkin. I'm going to read a interesting story here regarding Povetkin here because there's a news that's came out that he passed a December 13th test and he was randomly drug tested on November 15th and he passed as well. However, he failed the drug test on December 6th. Okay. Now, according to this article here by Boxing Scene, it shows here that Povetkin had his team revealed that there was a positive sample tested on December 6th, had only a minor trace of ostarine, okay, which his team suggested there is evidence that he ingested the substance several months, if not a year earlier, either through food or some nutritional supplement. Povetkin's random test from November 15th, as I just also stated, also came up clean. So Ryan Binsky stated here that just received a new sample on Povetkin from the Voluntary Testing Association for Doping. Everything is clean, no doping. Well, here's the thing though. I did a little research on ostarine. Okay, we all know it's been banned since 2008. Ostarine cannot be passed through the contamination of food or some type of liquid drink. However, could it be contaminating some type of supplement? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a drug expert here, but if anybody have any more information on that, please let me know. But all I know is that you cannot pass it through food or some type of liquid drink. That's been proven. And as far as the excretion time, of course, Povetkin is going to pass the December 13th test because the excretion time for ostarine is 24 hours. Now, could it mean that since he has minor traces in his body that he was microdosing? I don't know. I'm not accusing him of it, but it's a possibility. But anyways, we'll let the WBC investigate this because they've already warned Povetkin about this already after the Meldonian case. If you test positive for any other drug within a 1-year probationary period, we will ban you indefinitely and conduct a further investigation. So this is exactly what's going on here, okay? Now, these people are, who are defending Povetkin on this whole Meldonian. I don't know why you guys are trying to continue to correlate the Meldonian case into this matter, okay? But they're running around suggesting that he never failed the first drug test. Well, the WBC didn't see it that way. Why? Because even though WADA gave Povetkin and other athletes some type of benefit of doubt and allowed the excretion, the legal limit to be allowed in the system to up to what, October 31st of this year, which have already passed. So he got a slap on the wrist for that. However, the WBC used that as a strike towards his record. If you guys claim that he didn't fail the test, then he would not have been put on a probational period for 1 year. He would not have paid out of pocket to partake in a clean boxing program. He would not have his mandatory status stripped from him. He would not have been forced to fight in an eliminatory against Stiverne, even though that fight got called off. So that's just common sense and logic for you guys to understand that situation, okay? Now, that's what the WBC have specifically stated in their first ruling. And again, I don't understand why you guys keep claiming that he was vindicated. He was never vindicated from that ruling. So, yeah. So basically, that's the whole spiel on that, okay? Now, I wanted to also touch upon the Stiverne and Johan Duhuapas quotes here regarding, they're speaking out regarding the Povetkin situation. I'm going to start with Stiverne. Now, Stiverne claims that, he says that his team already knew about that positive test long before the actual announcement was made 24 hours, which it is kind of strange because the fight was about hours away, 24 hours away, it was 24 hours away and the announcement of his failed drug test came about. So basically that is kind of odd. Sorry, I got a little distracted here, y'all. But let me go ahead and read what Stiverne had to say here. He said here, quote, "I was shocked when I heard the news. when I arrived back home, when I thought about it for how it all played out. Now I added two together and it all came together. Now I added 2 plus 2 and it all came together. Beginning Tuesday, they told me they had a replacement that if I pulled out of the fight, they kept saying it throughout the week. I actually thought it was something just to distract me, but they seemed to know all about it all week. Then on Saturday morning after breakfast, I went to my room to lay down and get some rest. That was when I got word of what had happened, so I called everyone on my team to my room and got Don on the phone. Then Marisa Suleiman called and apologized profusely and told me it was my decision that they will no longer be sanctioning the fight because our number one priority is safety. That was all I need to hear. The only reason I came over here was to fight for the title. They tried to talk me to going forward with the fight. They tried to talk me to going forward with the fight. They spoke about how I failed the test, but I told them that it's two different things. Mine was a 5-hour energy drink, and his is shooting up. All right. So we got online and got an earlier flight so we can get out of Ekaterinburg right away. There were people following us since the moment we arrived. I mean, it's hard to explain, but it was like we're in a movie. So we discreetly left the hotel and made it to the airport. We got on a 5 p.m. Ticket to Moscow, landed there at 7 p.m., then waited 18 hours there for our original flight to USA. We felt safe in Moscow. We just needed to get out of Edinburgh. While we were at the airport, I hear that Povetkin is fighting a French guy. Now, to me, they knew all along that he was going to test positive. I now leave this matter to Don King and Mr. Suleiman. Yeah, so Stiverne was told days before the actual announcement that they were going to have a replacement on standby just in case he pulled out of the fight. So that is kind of odd right there that they would, how that all transpired on his perspective. But here's Johan Duhuapas here, who also came out and spoke out recently about this. Let me read what he said here. This was on his Facebook page. It says here, quote, let me bring up the actual message here. And actually, I'll post a link to it so you guys can take a look at it and you come to your own conclusions. It says here, quote, that some will still take me for a fool, but I think my life is made so. So I'm in Russia to attend a world championship bout for the WBC between Povetkin and Stiverne. Now, bear me with me, y'all. There's a lot of run-on sentences. I believe he had translated this or something like that. I don't know. But there's a lot of run-on sentences here, but let me go ahead and read this the best way I can. Between Povetkin and Stiverne. Povetkin tested positive for the fight, and the fight is canceled. The Russians made me come in as a replacement because they had a doubt about the fact that the fight is done. I came here to watch the fight without a doubt for a second that this could happen. Bingo. They asked me to replace the Canadian for a fight without a title on the line. I've been thinking about it, and then I said nothing happens by chance, and that is my destiny. Now, I'm not in the beginning of my career, so I don't get to develop who will provide me a bridge of gold. For that, I get a career of my age. I've always had a career without any TV sponsors, without major ad inserts for friends who help me drag me more seriously. So I'm not doing my Molina. I don't lay down never in fear. I'm not going to start on this ring and I'm going to give everything away. I have nothing else to lose. It won't be my last fight. We will be nicknamed the French Rocky, and I'll show them that the nickname is not just a word. Victory, defeat. I won't have a blush because I never sleep. I'm a fighter, and a fighter is boxing. That's all I have to say. Thanks. So Duhuapas was already there prior to the fact that Povetkin was going to fail. So they were already in talks with him to be a replacement. Of course, Ryan Binsky may have approached him and offered him a lot of money. Again, it is kind of odd that he would be announcing as a replacement 24 hours or at least about 15 hours before the actual fight. So I was wondering how the hell could he get there and be named the replacement. So he was already there in Ekaterinburg to attend the fight. And they were already talking about him as a possible replacement before the failed drug test. So that is a possibility that they already knew that Povetkin was going to fail. So, again, I'll leave that up for you guys to decide what your thoughts are on this. So I'll drop the links to the articles below and to the Facebook page. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm out. Peace.